Hey everybody, hello from the SimpleDim team, and today we're going to walk through how to use a floor plan to get some square footages and do some sizing for things that you might need. So our example today is using a floor plan we got off of Zillow. We're going to check, hey, what sort of square footage do we need for, say, some carpeting. We're going to check and see whether our couch fits in the room. We're going to do maybe a couple other things. And this is just one of the applications of SimpleDim that's handy that you can use in PowerPoint with any graphic that you get for floor planning. So the very first thing we do, we've got our graphic. We're going to go ahead and set our scale for the slide. Now we have a bunch of dimensions in the graphic here, so what we're going to do, the first thing we're going to do is set the scale. We're going to use this line, and we're going to find, let's say, we know the closet right here is 5 foot 2 inches, so we're going to draw our line up and down the interior of the closet. There's the line, and we're going to use the SimpleDim functionality of set scale from line to set the scale for our slide. So here we go. We know that 5 foot 2 inches is what? 5 times 12 is 60, plus 2 inches is 62 inches. So we're going to put 62 inches in here. And voila, we have set our, let's see, is that pretty close? Yeah, that's pretty close from the drawing. Okay, good. So now we set our scale from our slide. We can check that. We go up to our settings, and it tells us that our scale up here, PowerPoint inch on your slide, is equal to so many inches in real life. So there we go. There is our dimension for the slide. Now, let's say we want to find the main floor, first floor, main carpet area. And that's the first thing we're going to find, and then maybe we'll put some couches in. So how are we going to do that? What do we want to include? We want to include maybe the area for the dining room, the kitchen, the living room, and the foyer in this carpeted area, and maybe even inside this closet, since here we are, and why not, right? So we're going to do that with one style of carpet, which means we need to know the area out here, less the fireplace, less the kitchen, less maybe this closet for carpeting. All right, and so why don't we go ahead and, oh, that whole thing's not a closet down here, that's like a hallway and entry into a bedroom. So we want to include that, but maybe not the closet. Okay, so what we're going to do is use a freeform shape. SimpleDim can help us with this, fortunately. We're going to use a freeform shape. We're going to start up here in the dining room, and we're going to click our first point. Mudroom doesn't get any carpet, so we're going to come down here to the kitchen, and maybe we want, you know what, do we normally tile our kitchen? Yeah, so we think that the carpet's going to go maybe here, around the island, and then cut down to that area, go around the wall a little bit, come inside. And what I'm doing is basically tracing the outline of where I want this area to be that I want to measure, using my freeform shape. And I can be reasonably detailed within the constraints of PowerPoint's point scaling system in this drawing. Certainly close enough to get us an estimate for what we're going to need to do. Going around the stairs to the living room, avoiding the fireplace, cutting out the fireplace. And we're just clicking every vertex along the way. We're almost done. Up to the top over here. Let's close that shape. And then, so I have my freeform shape showing where I want to do the carpet, and then I'm going to use SimpleDim's find area function to find the area. It gave it to me in inches squared. That's easy. I can go up to my settings menu, accessed from SimpleDim settings, and then click my area units. I want it to be in feet squared. So now I know that my area is going to be about 720 feet squared for that carpeting. Well, that's pretty neat. So we'll go ahead and put 720. We'll put 720.5 just to account for that little bit, and obviously if you're putting carpet in, you may want some more just for scrap and waste and so forth. Okay, so now we found that area. That's one really neat application of SimpleDim. The other thing we want to do, maybe we want to see if where to put our couch in the dining room. So why don't we draw a couch shape using SimpleDim. We're going to take our rectangle. We want our width to be, I don't know, let's call it 80 inches wide, and let's call it 40 inches, maybe 35 inches in length. Yours may vary, of course. Now we have sofa shape. Look at that. That's to scale. That's a sofa shape. And now you can bring it up. You can say, oh, we don't want it there. Maybe I want to rotate it, and I want to put it on the other side. You know, I think the TV is going to be over here on the covered patio wall, and I want to figure out where to put my, oops, that's the dining room. No, we don't want to put the couch in the dining room. Let's put it right in the fireplace, and maybe I have a sectional in front of the sectional. Maybe I have a fireplace or another section that goes around it. So let's make another, you know, 40, call it 50 inches, 60 inches by 35. Here we go. And so there I have a couple. I can obviously drag that out if I knew my dimensions, and I could say, okay, well, that's where those things are going to go. And then maybe I have a table that I want to put in the dining room. I know my table is 8 foot long, so 84 inches by maybe, call it 40 inches wide, something like that. And I can put that in the dining room. And I can see how these things are going to fit, and then I can figure out, if I wanted to, the space off the wall with my linear dimensions and so on, so that I can visualize ahead of time or plan ahead of time what I want to do with my space management. Okay. So these are all things that you can do with SimpleDim. You can tell that this is not just limited to floor plans, but anywhere that you need to know a distance or an area or something like that off of a floor plan, or to place something with no dimensions in, you can do that. And you can do that with PowerPoint. You can do it pretty quickly and pretty easily. So we just wanted to show this, these few examples, give you an idea of what's possible, and hope you have a good time using it. So give it a try, simpledim.com, and give the free trial a try. All right, we look forward to hearing from you. Thanks a lot.